Happy Tuesday and happy 4th of July Independence Day to all my friends in America that celebrate independence and what it means to live a free life and look at the ebb and the flow and really just step into the nature of what it really means to live free. I posted a comment or an inquiry, an invitation on Facebook earlier, so if you haven't seen that, let me know what does freedom mean to you. I'd be really interested to know, because it looks different to all of us. And I think the important thing as well is my family, I digress a little bit, but my family have been away since Sunday, and I've really been able to sit with myself a lot more. Hi Martina. And look at what does freedom from responsibilities, what does freedom from running a home or being a wife or a businesswoman look like. And when the discomfort came up, and a bit of it did, you know, because there's something missing out of the routine or the rituality of my life, I started to really look at just how much freedom I have, and yet how easy it is for us to think that we have no freedom, or that we're trapped in our situation or circumstances, and to really have deeper appreciation for the freedom that we actually do create, and how much of it perhaps we're wasting in our lives. So that's really my Tuesday inquiry today, is to look at where are you locking yourself up and believing your thoughts or your circumstances to be true, that you're actually not free. So you're depriving yourself of the freedom that you actually do have to choose your life. I mean, we're so lucky, aren't we, to have the freedoms that we have based on what our forefathers and our ancestors have created for us to actually be here and speak in the way that we are. Hi Cassie, nice to see you. So, you know, I just see so many people beating themselves up for the mistakes they think they've made, or decisions that they wish that they could change, and time that they wasted. And time is so precious, isn't it? I mean, it's just like, that's the one thing we don't get back. And there's three things that I want to talk about today, or just bring into your awareness and get some comment on, is that there's a lot of people out there that are very intelligent and have made mistakes along their way. I was hearing about a man who, when he was speaking, I can't remember his name, but when he speaks, it just seems so eloquent and wise. And yet about 20-30 years ago, he was out after a party with friends of his, and he did something crazy like young boys do, and he jumped on a train and got electrocuted, and he had terrible burns. I think he had lost both of his knees, legs below the knees, and part of his arm. Hi Lynn. And you know, this is now his reality. He was an amputee with no legs and only one arm, and all based on one stupid decision to jump on a train for the fun of it. And I meet so many people that have been through incredibly brutal challenges in their life, and just like him, he doesn't regret what had happened to him. I know I felt that way when I sort of had my fall from grace, and found myself in a place of really deciding whether I wanted to live or wanted to die, and whether I was going to beat this brain tumor, or beat bipolar, or beat whatever it was, or beat the shame of liquidation or bankruptcy or whatever it was in my life. I see the gift in all of that now, just as so many other people that I get to work with, and people like that who just recognize you can't delete your mistakes without deleting the best parts of your life. You know, if people say to you, you know, when you go back and try and delete pieces and parts of your life, you can't just pock and pod and, you know, Minnesota around and delete and destroy aspects of your life that have grown you into the person that you are now. If you do, it's like you don't exist anymore. So I'm not saying that the stories don't need to run your life, but I think we need to have great reverence, especially on times like this, where we recognize the freedom and the independence that we actually do have, and the luxuries that we do have available to us, is that we don't want to delete and erase anything. We want to grow through it, and we want to learn through every single one of those brutal and beautiful moments, because it's all founded on the mistakes that we've taken as much as it is the achievements. So we don't want to erase mistakes. You know, if you take away the trauma, you take away the treasure, the things that make you you. So this is where my work in healing from the nervous system, that the things that have made you who you are and the architects for who you become, that you become a storyteller. You're not erasing your past. You're not ending anything. You're growing into this beautiful, independent and interdependent relationship with every cell of your body. The power of your thought that become things. All of it has made you who you are. So be aware, be really curious about where you think you have to let things out of your life, where you have to let go of certain things in order to be the best version of you. And look at what's true and right for you. Don't just take it at the hearing of it or the seeing of it, because a lot of this is very counterintuitive. And you can't, while you don't want to change, you can't change what's happened to you, but you can transform how you live through it and how you create more freedom and more independence and more interdependence in this beautiful multi-universe that we live in. We're so much more connected than we think. And this is that beautiful web I speak of often, of how each one of us has a story that connects us to the heart of somebody else's story. And through that collaboration, through that cooperation, we learn to grow and expand, and we can give back, and we grow through that, and then we all gain, and then the planet heals, and we get to be kinder to ourselves. So it's an inside job. We have to start by going inside, you know. And I've spent the last 15, 20 years of my life helping other people to really get this, you know, to really get that there is power in storytelling, because you are the storyteller. Hi, Kevin. So, you know, most people coming to me, they want more confident, they want more results. And what they realize is that it is so much harder when we're bogged down by thinking that we've screwed up or made mistakes that we can't change. And we use it to bully and shame and loathe and hurt and self-sabotage ourselves from the past. And then there's no energy for you to move into the future, because you are draining yourself. And I promise you, dropping all this baggage is the fastest, quickest way for you to restock, fill yourself up. Confidence will come a whole lot more naturally when you live into that and you claim your stake, instead of wishing you'd done something different and all the blame and shame and regrets and warts and all. It's part of what makes you you. And that's all there is. You know, that's the bigger picture. There's such a much more huger level of change for you to step into when you actually embrace your past and you learn through it and you thank them and you have appreciation for it, because that's what makes you you. So could you just start today building a life that you want by unlearning everything that you think you need to learn from too, and know that you are already your own authority. You are the author of your own life. So stop letting your story, stop letting what freedom looks like for somebody else, that if you don't have it that way, stop looking outside of you to try to get something that you already have inside of you. You are an infinite creator of source energy. Fill yourself up. Listen to the ebb and flow. Listen to your body. I didn't have to take my daughter anywhere yesterday, and I just allowed my body to just rest, and I ended up closing my eyes and sleeping for like 2.5 hours in the afternoon, which is not something that I do. And I know I've been working pretty hard at the moment, and we're taught in this reality to force through and push through and not stay connected to our body. So just as the seasons, know that winter is a time of contraction, and when the summer comes, it's a time of great expansion. Just as the ocean ebbs and flows, just as the tide goes in and out. Listen to the tide of your body. Get back in touch. Take some time on this beautiful winter day, this Tuesday, to give yourself the freedom and the peace to know that you don't have to struggle through and push through all of this stuff, that you can take a moment, that in those moments of just listening to your body, following your impulses, lying on the bed, closing your eyes without going into the guilt and the blame and the shame. I'm terrible at that. I'm terrible at that. Maybe you can relate. But just allow yourself to just follow your impulses. Even if you do it for 1 degree or 1 shift longer than you normally would, just allow yourself to have that. Give yourself the space and the freedom to choose, because the power of choice is yours and yours alone. So that is my Tuesday daily dose of True Nature Medicine. And wherever you are in the world, I celebrate you. I celebrate your free will. I celebrate your freedom to choose to live your best life and to just go do it. Start already, even if the starting means that this is a time of a phase or a necessity to pause. That is still choice. That is still an action. It's just an action inward. So go in, go deep down, love yourself, and know that you're loved, and that the world is a beautiful place, as brutal as it can seem at times. The universe does have your back. So just take time to rest, to listen to your heartbeat, to listen to your body, and know that you're loved. And on that note, I am going for my walk. I hope you take time to walk in nature, smell the roses, know that you're loved. Okay, now I'm just filling up space, so I'm off. Okay, bye. Mwah.